So so there's always this, and always has been for uh, decades. Can you live in the Philippines for $1,000 a month? And people will, there's resounding replies. No, you can't. Maybe 10 years ago you could. Maybe 20 years ago you could. Well, I just kind of shake my head, and I raise my hand and I go, I do it. And all these negative kind of comebacks. And listen, everybody has their own level of comfort. I've said this multiple times in my videos. I don't judge anybody for what they spend. But the thing about it is when you're living on the low end of it, you find that so many people judge you for spending less money and living like a local. Hey, I'm not rich, okay? I have I think 13, 14 years before I can even file for Social Security. And, everybody has their levels of comfort. And if you need those things, then you need more money. Simple as that. You need more money and you can't do what I'm doing. You're going to be spending significantly more money than what I'm spending. But me, I don't care about any of those things anymore. I used to care about it all. In my 30s, I had a fat job. I drove a brand new Jeep, fully loaded, leather seats. I shopped at Nordstrom's every weekend, and I had a collection of, really, really expensive shoes. I had a Gucci watch, and I had jewelry, and I spent $100,000 on just trinkets and crap. And I did all of that stuff. I'd done it all. And it get me nowhere. It got me nowhere, man. And I came here using my wits and using my brain, and I still have the ability to help others. And that is my goal. If I made a ton more money, I would still live more like a local, and I would just be helping more people. That's it. But I'm telling you guys, I am 100,000 times more happy here living like I am now, as opposed to how I lived in the United States in a big fancy house with a brand new car and all kinds of fancy clothes and eating steak multiple times a week. Right now, I love my life. I love it the way it is, and I don't feel shortchanged, and I don't feel cheated at all. In fact, I feel like this was the best choice that I could have made for myself, and it probably saved me all kinds of wear and tear on my heart from stress and all kinds of things. The Filipino people are so uplifting and so phenomenal, and just the air around me is significantly more positive, and that is huge. We were designed as human beings to be happy. And why do I say that? Why do I assert that? Is because research shows that if you are unhappy and you have stress, you have heart problems. You're more prone to get disease. And if I would have spent these next 10 years of my life slaving away in the United States, and I say that word slave on purpose because I feel that people are slaves there, who's to say what kind of cortisol and what kind of inflammation I would have compiled throughout those 10 years by the time I got here. I would even be worth anything, physically. So to me, best decision I ever made. I live off of $500 a month, and you can too, if you're willing to adapt. But if you have to compromise on the things that you love and, quote, need, end quote, you're not going to enjoy yourself. So do you by all means. If you need $8,000 a month to be happy, then by all means, don't come here until you can afford that. If you need 3,000, whatever that benchmark is that you need, make sure you have it so that you can be happy here, because the Philippines will change your life if you let it. That's the key. If you let it, everything rolls different here. It's a different speed. So if you can adapt to that with the budget that you need and want, then you're going to hate it here no matter how much money you have. So I think the key is within the individual. Are you happy inside? Maybe you're not happy inside where you're at, but maybe you see how you could be. And as long as you're able to roll with the punches, become like a Filipino in spirit, mind, and action, you're going to love it here. That's all I got to say about it. I'm not, this isn't a pushback against anybody, other than I've just been hearing so much chatter about it. Can't do it, can't live frugally here, you hate it, and blah, 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 blah. You might. Those people might. But leave a little wiggle room for the ones that don't care about that stuff, that care more about their own inner peace and their own happiness and their desire to rid themselves of the baggage that is piled upon your shoulders while you live and slave away till you can retire. Leave a little wiggle room for those guys that go, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to go there with this little bit amount of money, and I'm going to do my own thing. More power to that guy, and more power to the guy that's got, $8,000 a month. Everybody do themselves. Remember, you got one life to live. We are not promised tomorrow. And I know you guys know who Jules in the Philippines is. Use him as a benchmark. Life is fleeting, and you never know what's going to happen to you when you wake up the next day, if you're even going to wake up again. Enjoy it while you still got it, brothers.